And we are live on another edition of the K&K Sports Show, a special little different edition of the K&K Sports Show tonight. Of course, we'll talk a little sports, but more importantly, we got to celebrate somebody's birthday. And I got to give Jen a lot of credit because, Kenny, if you insist, do remember from last year, I said I had a chair next to me when we did a special for Briggs, and I put Briggs's name on that chair. And Jen said, you should go get the chair from the garage. And we kept our word, even though through the move, this is Briggsy's chair. So we brought it up for the garage. And Mr. Briggs has the best seat in the house next right here. And this is Briggsy's chair. So it's Briggs's birthday tonight, guys. So we're going to celebrate, of course, his birthday. Doing stuff he loved, which was talking sports. And again, I've always said this. We're here because he's here. He's the one that started this. Him with Bobby, but he's the one, he got me doing it. And then we decided we're going to do it, continue it. So, happy birthday, Mr. Briggs. We have a couple of people coming on to say a few things about Briggs. And, we're going to do a tradition tonight where it's Briggsy style to go over a couple NFL schedules, and we'll get into that. But happy birthday, Briggs. Mr. Siciliano, how are you?
Very good, and looking forward to honoring Mr. Briggs tonight. Great friend, great person.
Mr. Rosen.
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm doing well. I'm honored to be on the show with you guys. I feel like through you wonderful gentlemen, I know Mr. Briggs. So it's an honor to be here this evening.
And, of course, Mr. Kirkpatrick, again, classmate of myself and Mr. Briggs.
Yeah, happy birthday, Briggsy. We know you're looking down on us and ready to have a good show in your honor tonight, buddy.
I got the picture up. I put Briggs's picture up there. Happy birthday, Briggs. And, again, I'm fired up because, again, when we get into this schedule thing, and we'll I'll do it real quick about, what it's all about. But, it's something that's going to be our tradition going forward. And, in honor of Briggs. And it made me laugh when he always did it. I had no idea what the hell he was doing when he did do it. But then when I got wind of what he's doing, I said, we got to do it tonight. So, Kenny, I have 4 quick hitters. You want to do just 4 quick hitters real quick?
Real quick, and then we'll allow some friends and family to come in to speak about Mr. Briggs.
All right, I'm going to go Kenny, Sis, and Paul. That's how you guys are on the screen. If you could start a franchise today, would you take John Morant or Luka Doncic?
I would take John Morant.
I'm taking Luka Doncic. The bigger, the stronger. I think a little bit more different, better shooter. Sis, I don't even know I have to ask you. I know you're going to go, but Morant or Luka Doncic?
You just nailed it, Brent.
Paul, you with me or are you going to go 3-1 against me?
I'm going with Luka.
Me too. All right. The New York Knicks, of course, since 1985 have not moved up in the NBA draft. I wasn't even excited about it last night. I wasn't getting my hopes up because they had a 2% chance to move up. But the Knicks got the 11th pick. Kenny, will the Knicks keep the pick and pick at 11? Trade up, trade down, or trade that pick for a veteran player?
I think it's going to be trade for a veteran player this year.
Me too. Mr. Sis.
Trade for a veteran player.
Paul.
I agree with everyone, which is my biggest concern because why can't they develop guys like Luka and some of these other young studs that are playing in the NBA? It just is so infuriating to me, but I'll rant a different day.
Okay. Western Conference Finals. Kenny, Golden State or Dallas? Who you got?
Got the upset, Dallas in 7.
I'm going to go Golden State in 5. Sis.
I'm not going to pick a winner, but I'm going to say it's going to be a little tighter than people think it's going to be.
Paul.
Picked Golden State last week. Got to go with them, and I'll say in 6 games.
There's our great friend, Coach Breslin. Happy birthday, Briggs. What's up, guys? Go get Lillard. That's music to my ears. Kenny, we got to do another little Knicks show soon. A lot of
All right.
stuff going on with that. And my last one last night, Miami came all the way back. They were down. So they have a 1-0 lead. You know what? I heard Alan Hahn and Bart Scott today, and I'm going to go with them. Even though down 1, I'm still going to take Boston over Miami. Kenny, Boston or Miami in the series?
Another 7-game series, and the NBA gets what it wants. The NBA and the networks get what it wants. In 2 7-game series, Boston takes it.
Sis, Boston or Miami?
Miami.
Paul?
I'm gonna go with Miami.
Okay. All right, Mr. Kirkpatrick.
I got one quick fun one, and then we'll bring in some guests.
Okay.
Rank these 4 guys, okay, on how you would want them. We just did Doncic versus this, but here are your 4 guys: Luka Doncic on the Mavericks, Steph Curry on the Warriors, Jason Tatum on the Celtics, Jimmy Butler on the Heat.
All right.
Rank them 1 to 4 right now, how they are in the playoffs, how you would want them in the playoffs, 1 through 4.
For this year.
For this year.
You asking me?
Yep.
All right. Got a comment from Leprechaun saying Boston will take it. I'm with you on this one. I'm going to go Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, Tatum, and Butler.
Paul.
Slightly different than Kurt. Steph Curry, Luka, Jimmy Butler, and Tatum 4.
Sis, you got it 4? Rank these 4?
Yeah, I mean, to me, again, I like Jimmy Butler, the big guy from Dallas, Donka. John Morant, I put in there, even though he's hurt. Then I put in Cassie Russell as number 4.
It's funny. I'm going way different than everybody. I'm going toughness. I'm going Tatum 1. I'm going Butler 2, Curry 3, Doncic 4, because all he does is cry. But he's damn good. I'll tell you that.
He beat
cry.
Phoenix,
He's
Kenny.
that
I'll
damn
tell you
good.
that. He lit up Phoenix.
He could cry all he wants being that damn good. All right, Kurt, I'm going to bring in a couple guests. I'll let you introduce our couple guests that are going to speak about Briggsy. We're going to start Bronco Mania.
Okay.
A little different this week. Got 2 people in the waiting room. You know one very well. You see this person every day. But there's 2 people on the bottom. Kurt, I'll let you introduce.
All right. Our 2 guests, it looks like. By the way, Kenny wants me to introduce. These people look like fingernails to me, but I'm going to introduce them. But obviously, it is my wife, Jenny Hoops, and great friend of myself, but I mean, even a greater friend of Mr. Michael Briggs is Tim Matthews. So, guys, thank you so much for coming on. We want to do a little celebration to honor.
I got one more guest.
We got one more?
She just made the room. Let me get her in.
Is that Miss Lori? Is that Lori?
Yes.
Okay. Again, thanks for helping me out on this one, Kenny. You're doing a great job as the sidekick tonight, seeing everybody coming in. But
I just said Lori.
Lori is in. All right. So we have Lori, cousin Lori, as Briggs would call her, Tim, and my wife Jen. So Kenny, again, they're all here tonight to celebrate with Paul, Paul, Sis, and myself. Briggs' birthday. I got the blank chair here that we said, Jen, great idea tonight of getting it. I always said this was when we did the special for him. First time we brought it back up tonight. So Briggsy's got the best seat. He's gonna like what we have for him. And Kenny, take it over.
Let's start with Tim. Tim, if you want to speak a little something about Briggs, and then something like a memory that none of us may know that you can share with us, a real fun memory of Briggs that none of us may.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, Briggs, we had tons of memories. I mean, the best ones I would have to say are our childhood ones of aggravating his grandfather and then being chased as he threw beer cans at us or wiffle balls at us as we hopped fences. So it wasn't just, other kids that he's aggravated, most of his life. It was even his adults and family. Those are, if you know him, those are the things that he loved to do, to figure out something that bothered you and just keep rubbing it in. until you chase them or something. Those are memories that I know I'll always have, and always think of. But I got to say, the last 15 months have been a little rough without him.
And for those who don't know, because we have Paul, who's a new member of our team, Tim, when did you start, you're best friends with Mike, and when did you when did you become friends with Mike?
So I moved next door to Mike in 1980. So we were friends for almost 40 years. Actually, it was 1979, I have to say. It's 1979, yeah. I moved right next door to Mike on Semel Ave. And almost immediately we became friends. The whole summer there, it was going to the boys' club, riding our bikes wherever we could, get into as much trouble as we could. It was immediate hit. We were best friends from that day forward. Yeah, I don't know. So it's been a long time.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tim, for sharing that. Let's shift over to Lori. Lori, why don't you tell Paul and other people how you know Mike? And we all know you, Lori, of course, but welcome and thank you for coming on. Good to see you as always.
Nice to see you guys too, like always. I'm Michael's cousin. So my mom and Michael's dad are brother and sister. We were very close growing up. We're only a year apart. So we were raised together. I'm an only child. So, I was with my cousins all the time. So my cousins are like my siblings. And, we were very, very close. And everybody seems to know that. But a funny memory that we have that I don't think anyone knows is Michael and I actually made a wrestling video off of the first wrestling album, if you guys remember that. So my father had a video camera and he set it up for us in my living room in the 80s when we were kids. And Michael was in charge of it all with the props and everything. And we recreated all the songs on the wrestling album. And we played it all out, singing the songs on the wrestling album. And Michael, of course, added his dancing even back then. That's what he did. And his effects. And one part that was crazy and funny is Eat Your Heart Out, that part of the song. And I had a little stuffed heart that I, had like in my room from like my stuffed animals and little stuffed, hearts and whatever. And he took it and he started biting it in his mouth during the video. And it was just hysterical. And even up until, our adult life, we always talked about that video, and we would crack up watching it and just thinking about it and looking at it. And it was hysterical. It really was. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think, and you don't have to introduce yourself to too many people, but if you would like to introduce yourself, welcome, Jen. Great to see you. Happy belated birthday, by the way. Your birthday was on Sunday.
Thank you very much. And thank you guys for having me on. It's nice to see you all. And Lori and Tim, nice to see you guys as well. I am Kurt's wife, so I know Briggsy through Kurt. I think you might have heard this story before, but I guess it bears, it's worth repeating. The first time I met Mr. Briggs, the day after he gave a report card, I got a report card from him, and he rated me on all different things. Kurt, you might have to help me remember. I achieved straight A's, except in one was like dealing with Kurt, I'm trying to remember what else there was.
Sports knowledge.
It
was like niceness, like your niceness.
But I failed. We had different political beliefs, so I
failed. You got an F. He was straight up, and he gave you a straight F in political views.
An F in politics. I definitely got tag team. My introduction to Briggs was true Briggs personality. So on that first evening. But one that I also wanted to mention is, I know I talk about my dog Bella a lot, and many of you have met Bella, Sis, and Kenny in particular. And she's a great dog, but she's a little bit of a diva. She's not very affectionate. But one of the only people she was affectionate with, Kurt, am I lying? Was Briggs. She would follow him around. And they always say that dogs are good indicators of, knowing good people. So it was mutual. He loved her too, but she definitely had a fondness for him. And sometimes I do feel like she sees him here when she's just staring into space, that that he is sometimes there, and then she does that he might be visiting her. So those are my Briggs stories.
Thanks, Jeff.
Kenny, real quick, I want to do a couple comments coming in. Our good friend Mark Calderio saying, I remember that funny stuff, and he's laughing. Our other good friend Manny DeLima, what's going on, fellas? Hope everyone is well. Happy birthday, Briggs. Manny, happy birthday to you, too. His birthday was yesterday. And our good friend Keith Brugman, I never knew Briggsy, but all the love on the podcast for him tells me everything I need to know. Beautiful celebration tonight. Eddie Murphy, hello, everyone. Happy birthday, Briggsy.
Kurt, before me, you, and Sis have a quick little story. I know Sis has got a segment after this too, but let Paul say a couple words because he hasn't met Tim or Lori. He's a new member of our team.
Thanks, Kenny. It's been an amazing year or so with you guys, and you've brought me in as your family, and the love that I hear and feel from everybody makes me feel like I know Briggsy. And to honor Briggsy on my segment today, I'm going to do my last question that I think he will and you guys will like. So I appreciate being part of this love fest today for Briggsy, and happy birthday.
Thanks, Paul. Kurt, give us a quick little memory of Briggs that none of us may know that you can share.
One that you don't know. Oh my God.
Well, one that you can share.
I mean, what can I say? Taking, where it's actually funny. It came up as my memory the other day, and this is just how nuts Briggsy is. So, especially in this world now today, I mean, we'd probably be arrested on Facebook and maybe just arrested. So we're at Century Field and Garfield walking, and I had to go to the bathroom, right? So I have to go to the bathroom, and there's two, if you guys are in Century Field and Garfield, there's a men's room and a women's room, whatever, boys, girls, men's, women, whatever. And of course the men's room is locked. So there's nobody there. It's like, May, it's cold, but we're walking. And I said, I got to go to the bathroom. So what does Briggs do? He films me coming out of this bathroom, right? So he posts it on Facebook. And he's saying, why is Kurt coming out of this bathroom? So all comments are rolling in, and just stuff like that. And Briggsy always would say, like, we would go out or do something, he'd say, I want to get people like fired up, like especially on Facebook. And he would do something like that. So now comments are coming in. I got to hear from people at school. Hey, I saw you coming out of the girls' bathroom yesterday. And, Briggsy loved that stuff. But that's what he was. He was like, antagonizing it. But, that's just who Briggsy was. He, and again, no harm meaning. He wasn't trying to cause a problem, but stuff like that. I mean, I could say, other things of, we would be going to stores. Another one is the great picture of him is when we went to a store and I gave him all like wrestling books because he loved. So we took a picture and then we said, here's your graduation, Briggs. You have all your wrestling things. So just stuff like that, like trying to get people fired up, riled up, and he loved that stuff. So that'd be a little funny story for Briggs.
Mine real quick, and I'll let Sis finish the stories. For those who went to Garfield High School, you all probably remember Mr. Lukács. Well, we had a TV productions class. Kurt, you were in there, I believe, with us. And you know where this story is going to go. And, instead of doing homework and stuff like that, well, we all talked about Briggs with his wrestling magazines. And Briggs would open up the textbook and have the magazine in the textbook. And you look at WWF, he's reading what Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior, were doing. And if it wasn't the wrestling magazine, it was the Bergen Record with the horse racing picks. And we were getting ready to handicap to go to the track at night. And that's what we did in TV productions class with Mr. Lukács.
Kenny, I got
passed, by the way.
Kenny, I got one more real quick. I know I told this to Jen and I told this to Sis, and I don't know if Sis doesn't know it. He's going to love this one, but I'll never forget this. We were at Park City Tavern in Rutherford, and it was during March Madness, and Briggsy had a nice little size bet on a college basketball game. So it was Michigan State, and I will never forget this, Michigan State and Texas. And he must have, I think he had Michigan State. So he had Michigan State, whatever. I don't remember what the spread was, but whatever it was. So he had Michigan State, and he needed like one more point. So Michigan State gets the rebound. There's like 1 second left. The guy from Texas is like fouling the guy real hard. Briggs is yelling like, call the foul, call the foul. And the referee is like, don't call the foul. And they're like, game over, game over. Briggs gets so mad. He like threw his drink down. He goes outside. I'm like sitting in front of TV like, oh my God, like that he's going to lose like this? Like this is like criminal. Like how did they not call a foul? So Briggs is outside. He's like cooling off. I'm watching it. The next thing you know, you see the referee like, come back, come back.
Remember this.
So while they come back, Briggs is still outside. He has no idea what's going on. I'm watching this, and he needs 1 out of 2 free throws to win the money. So they show the percentage up at the guy, and the guy shooting for Michigan State is like 94%. So I'm like, there's no way he could lose this, right? So the guy goes to the foul line. Listen, if Briggs saw this, I don't know what would have happened to him. But so the Michigan State guy, 94% shoots it. Clank, he misses it. I'm going, oh my God, if Briggs was watching this, the next one comes in, he shoots it. Briggs comes back in. This is effing ridiculous. I don't believe it. I said, Briggs, you won. No way. Stop your line. I said, Briggs, you won. I look at the screen. All of a sudden, you put like this smile on his face. I don't believe it happened. I swear to God, it's a true story.
Yeah.
And
that's a great story.
Oh my God. It was like, but if you saw when that guy missed the first one, 94%, I was like, if Briggs was watching this, I don't know what he would have done seeing that guy miss it. But then the second guy missed, he came back. He was like so happy. I think he bought me like 2 drinks. He was like all pumped up. So that's one of the stories.
Sis, why don't you give us a quick little fun story? I know you got a couple from your dancing
Yeah,
days.
this is pretty much my my spot tonight. But anyway, I met Briggsy through Kurt, obviously. And, you know, right from the beginning, you know, I hit it off with Briggsy. And I used to always tease him about the wrestling because he loved the wrestling. And beside Kurt, he had to be the next biggest Bronco fan I think I ever met in my life. And the thing I always liked about him, he always kept it real, man. He wasn't a phony. Like he wasn't like he didn't put airs on for anybody. You know, he did his thing, and if you accepted him for the way he was, you know, it was all cool. You know, and you know, I often think about this kid, and he pays a visit every now and then. When I was living up in Jersey, and down here in Maryland, outside the door sometimes. We used to always hang out at the family steakhouse, and we would watch games together. And he would talk about his girlfriend, and I would just be an ear to listen because I knew how much he cared for her. And you know, I really didn't want to put my 2 cents in. I just, again, as a friend, I listened. He used to always talk about Lori. He loved Lori. He loved Timmy. He used to always talk about those 2 people. I used to worry about him because I would text him, you know, during the week. He'd text me back, and I would just make sure, listen, if you're, you know, don't drive the car, man, if you had too many drinks, because it's not a good. I always worried that was going to be his downfall, and I'm not saying it in a bad way, but I'm glad it never did happen that way anyway. You know, we got a couple of Meadowlands and a couple of Monmouth Park stories that I would probably need another 2 hours to talk about all of that. But you know, again, he just was he was a regular kid, man, and you know, he was a good friend. He was a good friend. He was a good listener. He knew a lot about sports. I used to love how him and Kurt used to go back and forth with each other on the show, and he wouldn't give Kurt an inch. You know, they'd battle, and it was good because it kept the show. The people that were watching the show, it kept their interest. And you know, again, he just was a high-spirited kid. He wouldn't hurt a fly, and he's missed. You could tell he's missed. You could tell he's missed by a lot of people that cared about him and loved him, and he knew who cared about him. He knew who cared about him, and I was glad. Again, I'm not saying it in a bad way. I was glad he was finally moving away from the girlfriend, because she wasn't good for this kid, man. He deserved much better than her. He was a better person. And again, I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying it in a way that a little bit that I knew about this person. And it wasn't a good fit for Mr. Briggsy. But I know he's up there tonight. He's probably dancing, freestyling, and he's probably looking down with great anticipation on everybody that's talking about him tonight. And just want you to know, kid, I love you, and I miss you.
Thanks, sis. I'm going to change the order, Kurt. I'm going to let Jen go first. If she wants to say anything to Briggs or, wish him a happy birthday, and then I'll go Lori, and then we'll finish with Tim.
Up first?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, happy birthday, Briggs. We think about you often. We miss you tremendously. You are always in our hearts. And I think you might have had a little something to do with that long shot derby.
That's excellent.
That was good, Jen. That was good. Thank you, Jen. Lori, anything you want to say to your Mike?
Sure, of course. I miss you, cuz. Happy birthday. I know you were up there celebrating. And like sis said, freestyle music is playing. He is dancing. He is having a good time. He is having some drinks. And I just hope he is happy. And I miss him dearly. I really do.
Thanks, Lori.
That's awesome.
Tim, something you like to say to Mike?
Sure. Just happy back birthday, brother. You're still missed, man. You are still missed.
Thanks, Tim.
Gotta hold it together out here. But yeah, you're still missed. Love you, man.
Appreciate it, Tim. Kurt, anything else you want to say?
Well, before I'll say that, but I wanted just to show they don't have to stay, but I know Lori. I'm not sure if Tim knows. I've kind of told Jen, but Lori I think was actually there when Briggsy started doing this, and one of Briggsy's traditions. Well, obviously we were doing every year we did the show. The big release would be the schedule release, right? So when we do a schedule release, our next show we would go and we would always start with the Broncos schedule. We would say, I'd say, all right, Briggs, give me your results, like win or loss. So he would be like, wait a minute. I remember this like it's yesterday. He said, wait a minute, I got to go get something. I'm like, where the hell's this guy going? Comes back, he has a drink in his hand. So I'm like, all right, does he need a drink to go over the schedule? So I'm like, all right, what are you going to do? So I was like, opening game, Raiders. So he would take a drink, Briggsy would have a drink, and he wouldn't answer me win or lose. He would just go, and then I would be like, what does that mean? He's like, if I take a sip, it's a Bronco win. So tonight I was like, okay. So that was his tradition. So tonight when we go in a couple of minutes, Kenny, we're going to go over the Broncos schedule and we all have drinks. So when we do the Broncos schedule, I will give a sip, and this is going to be every year we will do this going forward. If it's a Bronco win, and I don't drink a lot, so Broncos hopefully a lot of wins this year, so I might be drunk off of this one beer in a second, I'll be honest. But we will do it. Then we'll go with the Giants, and you guys will do it. I'll give you guys a schedule. So that's going to be our little tribute to Briggs tonight going forward. We're going to do it every year. But to say something to him, Briggsy, I love you. Obviously, I miss you. You're always here. I always do feel like I do feel like he's here. I've busted his balls since last year saying, Jen mentioned about the Kentucky Derby winner. Screw that. I wanted our quarterback. And Briggsy probably had enough of me hearing about Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. And I know Tim, I'm not going to let Tim go on this, but I know Tim said he's going to be a bust. But that's for another night, Tim. I know you said something like that, but we're not going to get into that tonight. But I truly feel Briggsy got Russell Wilson for me. I think he kind of is like, you know what, Kurt, if you did a couple things for me in the past, if I owe you one thing, I'm going to shut you up and get you a quarterback. So and I'm not saying me, us Bronco fans. And I think he delivered Russell Wilson to the Broncos. But obviously, we love him. We miss him. He's always going to be part of this show. And I don't know what the hell he's doing up there tonight, but he's probably having fun, but he's probably causing some kind of commotion up there too, just like that's how he was. But I know he's having a blast, and I know he's watching. So again, we love him, we miss him, and I hope he enjoys the show.
Thanks, Kurt. Jen, Lori, Tim, I want to personally thank the three of you for coming on tonight. And speaking for Kurt, Sis, and Paul, we all want to thank you guys for coming on tonight, sharing some stories with our good buddy, Mr. Briggs. We really do appreciate it. And like everybody said, he's missed it. So, do want you all to know that. But thank you guys so much for coming on tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Happy birthday, Briggsy.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, cuz. Thank you guys. Thank you for always doing this. You guys are the best. Thank you.
He's always part of our show.
I know, and he was lucky to have you guys.
We will we'll chat soon and see you guys soon. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Mr. Kirkpatrick. So thank you guys. Thank Tim, thank Jen, and thank Lori.
Yes, very nice
Great job. Great job.
Again, great. Hey,
Good job.
Those are two
Good job,
people
guys.
that know, those are people that knew him best, and, great people. Hey, he loved them. They loved him. And by the way, Zoli's saying, hey, everyone, happy heavenly birthday to Briggsy.
Definitely. So, Kurt, let's get Paul's Briggsy Mania, Bronco Mania question. Then we're going to go to the Broncos schedule for Bronco Mania, and then we'll go into Paul's segment.
Okay.
Okay.
Sis, what's on Sis's mind was part of when Tim and Lori were on. Just to be
that's why I figured I would fit it in there, man.
Nice. Very well said, Sis.
Sure.
Very
Absolutely.
well said.
Great job.
Thank you.
Exactly.
All right, Paul, I know you have a question for Briggsy and all of us.
Yes. So
Sis
in honor.
Sis and I were wondering all day what this question could be. So we're
So in honor of Briggsy tonight, if you haven't heard, the Nature Boy Ric Flair coming back to the wrestling ring, and he's going to start wrestling again on July 23rd. So I thought about it, and I said, in honor of Briggsy, what if we could set up a handicap match? Ric Flair against Eddie the Siciliano and Kenny the Butcher Kirkpatrick.
Ooh.
And in a handicap match, I want to know who wins this handicap match. So we'll go to Kurt first.
Well, I can tell you this right now. The handicap match would be over in 2 seconds because Kenny would do something that would piss Sis off, and Sis would put Kenny out of his misery, and it would be a one-on-one Sis versus the Nature Boy. And you know what? In this stage, I'm going to go with the Butcher. I'm going to take Eddie Siciliano.
Yeah. Sis?
I would probably be put in jail for mental
So this is how it would go. I would insist and talk to Sis to go in the ring first against Ric Flair. And I would get my you-know-what handed to me by Ric Flair. And when I would go and try and tag Sis crawling, he would just jump off the apron, walk away, and let me get him because he's and then when after I get pinned, he would come back and kick Ric Flair's ass and show that he was the man.
Yep.
Well, Sis, you're gonna like this comment. Eddie Murphy saying 73-year-old Ric Flair versus 45-year-old Sis. My money is on Sis.
Yeah, I wish I was 45 years old.
And Keith is saying, friends, you guys are amazing.
Thanks, Keith. I know we said, Keith, I didn't reach out to you. Next week, let's get you on for Bronco Mania if you're available. We obviously with Briggs today, we didn't get a chance, but let's work on something for next week if you're available. Love to have you on the show.
Thanks for letting me.
That was good. That was a fun little question.
Good job, Paul.
All right, so let's finish off Bronco Mania in Briggsy style, Kurt. And you wanted to do this Bronco again. Just let everybody know who's listening out there what we're going to do, and I'll start it off with the Broncos schedule.
Yeah, so like I said, this is Briggsy style. He did this a couple of times, especially when we were at the firehouse. And what he would do is when we went over the schedule, I would ask him on the show. He wouldn't tell me win or lose. He would take a drink. So I have my drink tonight, and it was just very simple. If he's like, okay, Jets. If he said that he were going to beat the Jets, he just took a sip and waited for the next game. If he thought they would lose, he would just look, hold the drink, and not drink it. So we're going to do a Briggsy style schedule tonight.
Okay.
And then Kurt, you're going to do a Giants one for Paul, Sis, and I.
Yes.
When we're done. So guys, we're not touching any of our drinks for the Broncos. This is strictly Kurt. We can agree or disagree if we want to get our 2 cents in.
Oh, before you do that, sorry, Kenny, I'm gonna salute Briggsy tonight on his birthday and take a quick sip.
Let's do it.
In remembrance of him. Love you, kid.
I'd like to do that too.
I like it.
Thanks, sis. That's good move.
Good move. Keith is saying he's got his beer ready for the schedule too.
Let's do it, Keith.
Okay, here we go.
Seahawks. At Seahawks week 1. I didn't do preseason, by the way.
Okay.
I don't want you to get drunk over there, Kurt.
All right, you ready?
See, at Seahawks.
Can I see him?
I just
should
did
be
it.
able.
Now I could see him.
Okay.
You got to talk, Kurt.
I'm keeping score, Kurt.
Okay, keep the score.
Yeah, I was.
So you just talk, Kurt, before you do it. Say, I'm going to take a drink, or you're not going to take.
Okay.
It. In case Joey Clams is listening.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. All right. So Seahawks, you're taking a drink. Drew Lock's not going to get his revenge. It's going to be Russell Wilson.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Week 2, home opener, Houston Texans.
Oh, I'm taking 3 drinks on that one. Okay.
Week 3, home against San Francisco. Maybe your first big test of the year. Okay.
Taking a drink.
On the road, Las Vegas, first division rival, week 4.
I will not take a drink on that.
Okay.
Bounce back game against the Colts. Matt Ryan coming to town.
I will take a drink.
Okay.
All right. Somebody's coming in to say hi, by the way. I got him to come on. I told him he can join us.
Okay. There he is.
So we're just doing the Briggsy thing, Beelan. Just hang tight for a few minutes. Week 6, another road division rival, LA Chargers.
I will not take a drink.
Bounce back game, week 7. The young A-plus Beelan's Jets come to town. Funny that I brought him in right at the time that the Jets are
Good timing.
Take the drink. Take the drink.
Take 2 drinks.
They travel to Kurt's darling future of the NFL, Trevor Lawrence, in week 8.
That's in London, and I will take a drink.
Is the bye after that, or is
yes, buys after that.
Nice bye after going to London. They could stay there and get some fish and chips and hang out for a couple of days after hopefully they get their victory. Road, Tennessee Titans, little sneaky team after the bye. On the road.
I'm not going to take a drink.
They come back with another division rival. They get the home version of the Raiders, who earlier you did not take a drink, so did they get their revenge in this game?
Take a drink.
Back on the road, East Coast, Carolina Panthers. I believe that might be an early game, an 11 o'clock game for them.
Take a drink.
Back-to-back East Coast road games. Baltimore Ravens are on the board.
No drink.
And they get some home games. Their first one's going to be against the mighty Chiefs, the kings of the division for the last couple of years.
Game of the year, Sunday night at home. Take a drink. They end the streak.
Oh, I'm going to win this bet for sure. I know.
We got 3 more games.
I had this nailed, but go ahead.
You definitely did. 3 more games. Is this a possible letdown? Do they get Arizona on the back end of a 2 home game stretch here?
Kyler Murray ain't going to run around in Denver. Take a drink.
2 road games to end the season. The first one against the Super Bowl champs, the LA Rams.
Christmas Day. This is the game where I'm fired up. It's 4:30. This is their statement game of the Denver Broncos are Super Bowl contenders right now. Take a drink.
Yes, sir.
Finish off in Kansas City.
Well, there's 2 more games.
It may not mean anything.
There's 2 more games.
Oh, Kansas City and then LA. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
More games.
More Kansas City.
No drink, Kansas City. No drink.
They're not going to get that win there yet. Huh?
No.
And they're going to finish off at home against the Chargers.
Take a drink.
Taking a drink.
I nailed it at 12-5, baby.
Yeah.
I nailed it.
Let's
You
go.
got the Broncos at 12-5. That
And he
should
owes me
get them the
$100.
division. That should
Now,
get
does
them
that-
the division.
Kurt, does that win the division?
That division's tough, but I'm going to say it
No.
is. I'm going to say
Yeah.
it is.
Phelan, how you doing?
What's up?
Let's get
Kenny owes
what's
me
going on,
100
Beelan?
bucks.
Welcome back,
You
Mr.
let him
Beelan.
out of the witness protection program.
Kenny, let's
Little
give
bit.
Beelan a minute about talk about Mr. Briggs.
Yeah.
Oh, Briggsy. Oh man,
It's
we had some
Briggsy's
good
birthday today, Beelan. It's Briggsy's birthday.
Yeah, happy brother. Happy birthday.
So just real quick, something you want to say to him or a story you remember how you met him and stuff like that.
Well, I do have a story, but I can't really say it on the air because it involves somebody. So I don't really want to say it, but I will tell you it was probably one of the best stories I've ever heard from him in the short period of time that I knew him.
Okay.
And that was actually the first time I came over at your house to do the live thing at your crib.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have something, but I don't want to say it because
Do you remember what you brought that night for him?
I brought pizza.
Rose's Pizza. Remember?
Rose's pizza for him.
You owed him something. You read something, and we brought him the pizza right on the spot.
Yeah.
So.
I remember that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Bill, real quick, then we'll get into the Giants, Kurt. What were your thoughts on the Jets draft?
Oh, me?
Yeah, what you think of the Jets draft?
I mean,
we haven't seen you, so we did draft last week, but we didn't have a Jets guy on.
I'll be completely unbiased about this. I mean, 3 first-round picks. I mean, Sauce Gardner, he's arguably probably the best DB in the class. Garrett Wilson was probably, in a lot of people's eyes, one, 2, maybe 3, wide receiver in the class. Jermaine Johnson, I thought personally myself that Jermaine Johnson was the best defensive end in the class. Just a slight edge over Tibbs. And when we traded up in the first round, I was like, we're getting JJ. I had videos from our draft party that we were at. We were chanting it and everything, which is nuts. And listen, I think the steal of the draft was getting Bryce Hall in the second round, because that kid, if you watch tape on this kid, he is unreal.
And Beelan,
So,
I love your backfield of him and Michael Carter now. That's a great backfield.
I honestly think that Hall is probably at some point during the season going to take over everything. I think it's going to be more like 60-40 him. And I honestly think that he's going to be the back of the future. Like, I just see it. I don't think they did it on purpose. I just think that he's that type of back. Because Carter, when he was back in North Carolina, he was kind of like that secondary guy behind Williams anyways. So But I think, and plus Carter's not like a bell cow. You know what I mean? He's not going to be that 3-down back guy. He's not really, he's not that power. And if you look at Bryce Hall, like I didn't never knew this, but he is a big dude. He's really big. He's like I think like 6'1", I think like 230 or something like that. So
yeah.
It's a pretty big dude. And then a couple of the Max Mitchell was a solid backup for the offensive line, because we don't know what's going on with Becton right now. Hopefully he comes back from his injury from last year. And then Michael Clemens, holy moly! You want to talk about a killer? Have you seen this guy? He's 6'6". He runs a 40 in like 4.5. He was, he had some problems, like with the law a little bit down in Texas, when he was at Texas A&M.
Literally a killer.
Yeah, small misdemeanor stuff, but I mean, oh my God, man, what a beast. But we'll see how he pans out, But
Phelan, the tight end that you guys got is a huge Jets fan. Did you see the
Jeremy Rucker with his dad and everything,
with his father? Yeah. When they announced the Jets drafted him.
Yeah, it was awesome. I really feel like we had a good year. I hope my goal is for the team to win double digit wins. That's the ceiling for us. 10 wins is probably my ceiling for them. If they get about 8 and they play well, I'll be happy with that. And then 2023, I think that's the year where they go.
Listen, their schedule, the first 7-8 games, is brutal.
Yeah, but if they have 9 games before the bye. I was thinking about this, and I've been going around Twitter Space and stuff. If we can get through to that bye at 4-5, we can have a good shot at winning 10 games in the rest of the year, because the rest of the games they're just by looking at them now, they're pretty favorable to win. So
the pressure is all on Zach Wilson now.
It's all on Zach. I do really like them playing the AFC North 4 weeks in a row. I do like that. I don't know why I like that, but I do like that, because I feel like if you can beat good teams and you can beat them early, the rest of the game should be not a breeze, but they should help out your young quarterback.
Beelan, real quick, do they beat your boy Lamar opening week?
Yes.
Kurt, why don't we do this, Kurt?
Who's he have throwing to him? Rashard Bateman.
Kurt, let's do this, because we got to do finish the Bronco Mania thing. Let's do the Giants for us. Beelan, if you want to grab a drink, but we're not doing Jets, so you can just sit back during this.
Oh, good.
And we got our good friend Ryan coming in, talk some MLB, and then Paul, we'll get after Ryan. We'll keep Beelan on, and we'll do your segment with the schedules, the important games.
Okay. All right, good. Yeah, if Beelan can stay, that's good. Beelan, you can hang out for a little?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. All right, so let's do this. You guys, we're going to do this for Ryan. We could give Beelan, you don't have a drink, but Beelan can give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. But we're going to go through the Giants schedule, Briggsy style. Again, if you guys want to win, you guys got to go slower. Keep your own thing, because I'm trying to keep 3 people at a time. We got, again, if it's a win, take a drink. If not, no drink. So here we go. Giants open up at Tennessee.
No.
Nobody's taking a drink. Okay.
Why don't you go Kenny, Paul, and me, every other one?
Well, I'm going to give everybody me. You guys are all doing it.
Yeah, but say one says they take a drink and the other guy says no. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. All right, sis.
Go Paul, Kenny, and me on every other game.
Gotcha. All right, Kenny, you're up. Let's go. At home versus Carolina. Paul and sis, are you taking a drink on that?
I'm taking a drink.
Yes.
Okay, Take a drink. Everyone's got to win. All right.
What's up, Kenny?
At home versus Dallas, sis.
No drink.
Paul and Kenny?
I'm going to take a drink. Monday Night Football, I'm going to take a drink.
Okay, Kenny's taking a drink. All right, next game. We have at home, the Justin Fields Chicago Bears, Mr. Kirkpatrick. Paul and Kenny? Paul and Sis?
I'm taking a drink.
Oh my.
All right. Clear for everybody. All right. We're going to go, I believe they go on the road. My phone keeps going off. I don't know why.
To the Packers.
Oh, no, this is one of the overseas games.
Yeah.
Paul, overseas games, 9:30 a.m. versus Green Bay. Drink or no drink?
I'm not taking a drink.
Kenny, you taking a drink? Sis, you taking a drink?
No.
The only thing I'm drinking that morning is a glass of chocolate milk.
Come back home and you play
Bosco or Yoo-hoo?
Kenny, you come back home, you play the Lamar Jackson
Hershey's.
Baltimore Ravens. Kenny.
No.
Sis and Paul.
Not taking a drink.
No drinks. Okay, then you go on the road and you play the next franchise quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. Sis. At Jacksonville.
I'm going to take a drink on that one.
Paul and Kenny.
I'm going to take a drink.
Me too.
Okay. Back on the road against possibly the Drew Lock or Baker Mayfield or Geno Smith or whoever. Seattle Seahawks at Seattle. Sis.
No drink.
Kenny. No drink. Paul.
No, I'm not going to take a drink on that.
Okay. Then you got a bye
Kurt,
week.
hold on 1 second, Kurt. I just want to tell Scoop we'll be with him in about 5 to 10 minutes. We're just
Okay.
running a few minutes late. We had a late start tonight.
Keith is saying these Giants fans are getting off easy without drinking.
Question: when does Tyrod Taylor come in?
Yeah.
6th or 7th game of the season.
So we're right there.
All right, here we go. Paul, I'm going to go around a little bit. Paul, Houston Texans at home.
I'm going to take 2 drinks.
Kenny, you taking a drink, right? Sis is taking a drink. All right. Back home again versus our boy Carson Shear's Detroit Lions, Kenny. Paul, Sis.
I got to take a drink.
Sis is taking a drink.
What are they at right now? 7-1.
No, I got everyone's got the same record.
5-5 right
no.
now. I got 5-5 right now.
Thanksgiving Day at Dallas, Sis.
No drink.
Kenny.
No, dude.
Sis. Paul.
No drink.
That's my bet. That's one of my bets already. Giants beat that. Dallas is going to be 3rd in the NFC East this year. Maybe last.
Wow. Your mouth to God's ears.
Philly's winning that division. Scoops Philly's winning that. Washington at home. Kenny. No drink. Paul.
The Giants are home for
Giants.
Washington?
Yeah.
I'm going to take a drink.
Sis is going with a drink. Back home versus Scoops Philadelphia Eagles. Paul.
The Bradburys? No, I'm not taking a drink.
Sis?
The game's back in Philly, right?
No, home.
Wait, they just played Philly, you said.
No, Philly at home.
Who was the game before that?
Washington.
Oh, my bad. Thanks, John. I'm going to say have a drink.
All right. This is optimistic. Back to Coach Breslin saying Beelan, they're going to be drunk with all those fake wins they have. Back to Beelan's, back to Breslin's Washington, whatever they're called, Commanders. At Washington, Sis, at Washington.
No, I'm not going to take a drink on that one.
Kenny.
That's when I'm going to take a drink. They play good in Washington.
Paul.
All right, I'll take a drink.
Okay. At the Minnesota Vikings, Paul.
No drink. Christmas Eve.
Sis.
No drink. Nope.
Kenny,
Nope.
you drinking?
No.
Okay, back home against the Indianapolis Colts, Kenny.
No drink.
Paul.
I'm not going to take a drink.
Sis.
I am. Yep.
And last game at Philly, Sis.
No drink.
Paul.
No drink.
Kenny.
I am drinking. Jalen Hurts is overrated like Dak Prescott, so I'm gonna take a drink.
That might be the winner of the division right there. That game.
8 and 9. That's what I got him at.
All right.
9 and 8, I got him at.
Beelan, don't be making faces, brother. You might be 0-4 out of 8.
That is true. I got Kenny. Kenny's 9 and 8. Sis and Paul is 8 and 9.
Wow. Interesting.
Sis, I'm actually shocked, sis, because I kept hearing you saying they're going to win 4 games.
No,
I was saying they're going to win 4.
No,
I got him at 5.
Sis and Kenny actually was saying they were going to win 7, 8, 9 games.
I
was saying they were not going to win that many games.
Thinking the Jets are going to beat the Ravens. Yeah.
Eddie Murphy.
It's going to be snowing down here tomorrow.
Eddie Murphy is saying Philly has no quarterback. How are they going to win the division? Keith is saying Hurts is better than a lot of people think, Kenny. So,
well, he's going to have to. We'll see, Keith, because I respectfully disagree, but just respectfully disagree. We'll see throughout the season. He's got Brown and Devontae Smith now. He better put up or shut up now.
And Goddard.
Yeah.
And Noah Fant.
Yeah.
He's got Noah Fant, too.
Didn't Noah Fant go to Seattle?
Yeah, but they traded him to Philly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. When was that? Really?
Yeah, afterwards they traded him to Philly. So.
Oh, I didn't.
Kurt, I'm going to bring in our good friend, Mr. Ryan Scoop, and I'm going to let you formally introduce him as you always do. We're going to talk a little baseball with him. Congratulate him on graduating.
Yes.
Once again.
Fellow Pirate with Mr. Siciliano over there.
Yeah.
And Alabama, baby.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's a big Alabama fan, too.
That's
there he is.
There's
What's
our
going
man.
on, Ryan? I'd like to welcome back Ryan Scoop Woodhams. What's going on, Ryan? How's everything?
How you doing, Kurt? Good to be back and good to see you guys.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan. Thanks for coming.
So,
Congratulations again on graduating. And I got a quick question for you, Ryan.
Thank you so much.
What do you think about our predictions of 8 and 9 and 9 and 8 as Giant fans? Are we just like Giant fans, or is that a realistic number that they can put up?
I mean, you're asking an Eagles fan. I don't know how much more impartial I would be, but no. So the interesting thing is, I actually do like Daniel Jones more than your average non-Giants fan. But and I respect their self-awareness. I don't remember if it was Mara or who it was, but someone a couple months ago said we've done everything possible to screw this kid up, which I pretty much agree with.
It was Mara.
John Mara did say that.
Yeah, that was John Mara. But I think that they are at least putting him hopefully into a better position. I thought that Brian Daboll, for what they wanted, was a good hire. I'm not the biggest Daboll fan, but for what they needed, I think that he was a good hire. But I'm not sure if I would say 8 and 9, but I could definitely see them going 6 and 11, 7 and 10, just based on the fact that the division I still think has a lot to be desired.
Ryan, we got a quick question from our good friend Keith. He's saying, what is an Eagles fan opinion on Jalen Hurts?
On Jalen Hurts. Okay, so I fall somewhere in between the two extreme camps among Eagles fans. I don't think that he should already be anointed as our future quarterback. I think I still need to see more from him, particularly in the downfield game. That being said, now he has A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Quez Watkins, which is a lot better big three than he's had the last 2 years in terms of weapons is concerned, and not to forget Dallas Goedert. Now, on top of that, I think this was the right approach. I like the fact that Howie Roseman went out there and said, okay, we're going to get an extra pick next year in a better class where you have Stroud or my guy Bryce Young, so that if they are not impressed with his success this year or his development this year, they have the ammo to go and get a quarterback like that. But if you bring in a rookie quarterback next year, you're not bringing him into an empty kitchen.
And my only other one, football-wise, to you is your guys got. Listen, you guys got the Giants corner Bradbury today. I think
Yes.
it's a 1 year, $10 million deal. What's your thoughts on that to match him with Slay as your secondary now?
I thought that was a good deal. I also think that people are forgetting how good at times Maddox could be last year. So I do think that it was less of a definite QB or not QB, I'm sorry, CB2 need and more sort of a CB 2.5 need. But you know, I am a Maddox fan. I think that he was above expectations last year. But now keep in mind, I've been an Eagles fan since 2010, 2011. They have not had a good secondary through my entire. Even the year they won the Super Bowl, their secondary left some things to be desired for me. So I would really like to see them finally have that not be an issue this year. It's like when I was growing up. It's like the Yankees always needed pitching. The Eagles have always needed secondary.
They scooped though, but Maddox can actually play the nickel where he's probably the best at anyways, right? Because so I think getting that Bradbury deal was clutch.
Yeah, no, that was great. And I know I have a lot of Giants fans on here, but I'm going to say this anyway. Anytime you can steal an impact player from a rival, I think definitely helps.
Yeah, and I'll be honest,
we had no choice.
I think it was nice because the two teams rumored, there was some rumors with the Raiders, some rumors with the Chiefs. So to get him out of the AFC, not bring him in that AFC West, that helps, that helps my Broncos.
I thought he might go to Dan, what's his name? Patrick Graham.
Yep.
And the Raiders.
No,
I personally think he's a top 10 corner in the league. That's my personal opinion on him. So I think you Philly fans are going to be very pleased with Mr. Bradbury over there.
I did not think Bradbury was going to end up in Philadelphia, honestly. And then I got out of my first final today. Today was my last day. And I got out of my first final today, and I saw I don't think it was Schefter. I don't remember who it was, but someone had reported that they had made a deal, and I was very surprised, but pleasantly surprised.
And you know what? The NFL is all about what? 3 and 4 wide receiver sets, right? So you need 3 good corners, at least 3. And now you guys are set up for that. I mean,
oh yeah, we definitely. I would have not gone into the season with just Slay and Maddox, but I think that was really a solid move, and again, I've said this when I was on for the draft special. I think that Howie Roseman sometimes, as much as people hone in on some of his mistakes in the draft a couple years ago, I think that there's a lot of things that he does well that get undersold.
Kenny, real quick, we have Ryan for a couple more minutes. Anything baseball we wanted to go over with him? I know he wanted to talk a little Yankees, Kenny. So anything you wanted to throw?
Yeah, and I got a Yankee and Mets question, and if anybody else, Beal, you're a Braves fan, if you want to ask Ryan a question or two, let's shoot it at him. So. Definitely, Ryan. Floor is yours. Give us your little talk on the Yankees, and then I got a Yankee question and a Met question if you don't cover it.
Yeah, no, I got you. So the thing that I will say is I am very pleasantly surprised by I probably shouldn't be surprised because he has been a great player for so long, but Aaron Judge, give him credit. He bet on himself, and it's looking like it was very well placed. I went into this year saying, barring him getting through a fully healthy season at an MVP caliber level, I would not pay him the money that he was looking for, but he is doing what I thought he needed to do. Obviously, it's only mid-May, so we'll see if he keeps that up, but it's definitely good for narratives for him that the numbers are going the way that they are for him so far this season, and they have that arbitration meeting on June 22nd, so we'll see how that goes. On the other side of it, as well as things have been going for the Yankees, I, for the life of me, do not understand why Aroldis Chapman is still the closer. I do not think that he is by any stretch the best high leverage reliever they have. I think that would be either Clay Holmes or a couple of the other guys they have. I'll watch this guy. He's always like perspiring profusely on the mound, and I don't know if I'm sweating more watching him or he's sweating more. Now, that's my one knock with the Yankees right now is I really think that late game bullpen structure could use a little bit of tweaking. But, I mean, 27-9, I think, is the record right now. And you can't really complain about that.
Ryan, real quick, though, is it a money thing is why he's the closer? Remember, they're paying Britton, too, and he's not even pitching. So is it forced because they're paying Chapman so much that he's the closer regardless of if he deserves it? We're paying him he's the closer.
well, the two different questions are: is that the case, and should that be the case? It very well may be the case. That being said, I don't think that's a good way to do business, especially if you're at the Yankees. I mean, you're not out there to win an accounting simulation. You're out there to win baseball games and win a trophy for the first time in 13 years. That's not, in my opinion, if that is the case, that's not a good way to do business. And I think that Chapman, this is not a new thing. Chapman last year was not, the guy of, 7 or 8 years ago. He's had a couple of massive implosions in the playoffs, even going back to his days in Chicago for that cup of coffee. But that's something I would really reevaluate if his struggles keep up. And I'm surprised that it's actually gone on as long as it has.
Kenny, real quick, Carson's checking in saying, have a good show, guys. Carson.
What's up, Carson?
Thank you, Carson.
We got to catch up with you. Maybe get you on next Wednesday. We've been talk a little, we'll figure something out, but let's get you on next Wednesday for sure. My question, Brian, had to do with Chapman, excuse me. And it was basically agreeing with you. I don't think Chapman, the way he's pitching, should be the closer right now. No. I'm not going back to a setup role or a less important role, work your way back up as closer. But my question to you would be, do you think the Yankees should go and look for somebody outside the organization or promote somebody as from the setup roles, whether it's King or Green, Loizica, who I'm not a fan of right now neither, but would you promote one of those guys or go outside the organization?
Loizica, for some reason, is getting a little bit dinger happy. Obviously he's primarily a sinker ball pitcher, but it's not, I don't know, it's just not having the same bite that it was last year. So they got to figure that out. Matt Blick's got to figure that out. I'm sure that he will. I'm a huge fan of him as a pitching coach. Now, looking at, and this is what I was going to say earlier, I'm not even sure you really need to name a specific closer. A couple of the most successful teams the last couple of years have done kind of a closer by committee deal and just kind of gone from matchup to matchup. I would be in favor of exploring that. I think the Yankees have the bullpen depth to do that. Because I would not put Mike King in that role. Mike King is statistically the best reliever in baseball this year, and he's got a very great role, a very valuable role, kind of what the now Guardians, formerly Indians, did with Andrew Miller a few years ago, where they brought him in high leverage situations, regardless of inning, whether it was 6th, 8th, whatever. And I would stick with that as opposed to confining him to one specialized role. Now, Clay Holmes, different story. If you maybe want to consider him as sort of like the one who gets the majority of the reps, if you want to call it that, that might be something to consider. But I think they've got a good enough stable of guys in there that they can kind of mix and match depending on the matchup and have some success without needing to anoint one guy.
Fair enough.
Brian, has any of those other guys closed for the Yankees at all, or have they been closers for any other teams?
Sorry, go ahead.
And do they have experience as a closer?
Mm-hmm. So a couple of them have, I don't know if you would call it like legit closer experience because, again, that implies like an over a period of time type of deal. But they do have multiple guys who have save experience. They've got Holmes has multiple save opportunities this year, and he's done well in those situations. That was one reason why I mentioned his name, and a couple of other guys as well. Loizica was looking like he would be, the closer going forward last year, but he's turned back into a pumpkin. So I don't know what's going on there, but I would like to see them look at a couple of those other guys. Now, like you said, they don't necessarily have extensive closer experience unless you're looking at Britton, who obviously, like we said earlier, is not available right now. But but I think that there's guys who have enough, at least in getting save opportunities, where you just go out there and you just pitch it like it's any other situation, and sometimes more and more as bullpen games are becoming more and more popular, or at least getting to the bullpen early is becoming more and more popular. Sometimes your highest leverage situation is not the 9th inning. Sometimes it's the 6th or the 7th when you've got 3 runners on with 1 out and you need a double play.
Bobby Blackjack's chiming in saying Clint Holmes is the next closer.
Yeah, Clay Holmes.
Clay Holmes, right?
Yeah.
We got a comment from Kenny. We got one more for Ryan because we got a question from Keith. He's saying, way too early question, but as the Yankees near the playoffs later this year, what player do they add to the roster?
Holy smokes. Yeah, I wouldn't. I really couldn't even begin to.
Another
really
pitcher?
Yeah, I got a name. I'll throw out.
Go for it.
Because I follow the local teams down here, the Orioles and Nationals.
Yes.
Relief pitcher, Sean Doolittle.
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
I think he's not the best, but he can come in situations maybe and get that lefty out, and be an extra arm in the bullpen, maybe a setup role as a lefty.
Interesting.
I kind of like him. He's a big, tall guy. He's local New Jersey guy. So I think I could see them renting him for a few months with the Nationals not being in contention.
Kenny, I got one more that I heard. I want his opinion. Then I want to hear Beelan when Ryan's done. I want to hear Beelan's opinion, and then we can go on. But Buster was on ESPN Radio this week, and they were talking about, again, early with the trade deadline, they were saying, watch the Red Sox the next 2 weeks. If the Red Sox aren't winning, they could be sellers. But they said the one name, three people, three different organizations, or three different baseball people told him to watch out for is Kenny's hometown. They said Juan Soto. They said watch it, and they said if Juan Soto's available, they said what people would give for him is insane. What would your thoughts be, Ryan? And I mean, I know the Mets have always been attached to him, like that's their guy and whatever, but what would you give up for a guy 23 years old? I mean, maybe the best player, one of the best players in baseball.
He definitely might. And again, that's a situation where if he's available, it'd be malpractice to not explore what it would take to get him and see how that lines up. That being said, the way the lineup is constructed right now, I'm kind of reluctant to make too much change to something that's working as well as this is working right now. We just talked, I think it was either the last show I was on or the one before that, where sometimes you don't need to go and get, the biggest guy available, I think, or, the biggest bat, or, the number one ace that's available from whoever. Sometimes you don't need to do that. And I would not be surprised if they, especially, and I think this is another thing too, is I think that the negotiations, at least I'm not sure that anything significant will get done, and mainly because he said it, like Aaron Judge said it won't, but I think the tenor of negotiations on June 22nd for the arbitration, I think is going to be significant, because if they get a sense there that he really wants to come back and it's just a matter of actually finding that number where they're close enough, then I think that that's going to say different, as opposed to whether it's like, we're not even close and this guy's asking for, Machado plus money and the Yankees are at, Cano money or a little bit more. So, and I bring that up because if they do bring, or if they do feel like there's still a legitimate chance that Judge could leave, then I could see that being a motivator to go and get somebody like Soto. If not, I would be reluctant to kind of see where the motivation of that would be. I mean, obviously everyone wants a superstar young outfielder, but I mean, I feel like some of the guys that they have in the minor league system, they're better off just promoting and letting them rock out, as opposed to giving them up for somebody who I'm not entirely sure would be the best decision for the resources. And again, I love Soto, but I'm always reluctant to tinker when things are going well. And I feel like that could be a situation where, even if he's great, I feel like that's a situation where, just because you're a great talent doesn't necessarily mean that you fit everything about the way that the team is playing.
Yeah, it's all about culture. It's all about fit.
Right.
And using the Mets as an example, they got players who were probably great players, but the fit was not there. And put in players who might have been a little less of a superstar or a star player, but they fit the culture of what they're trying to do. So I understand exactly what you're saying.
I'll give a quick example. A few years ago, as an Eagles fan, I remember they went out, they signed DeMarco Murray, who was coming off of that amazing year with Dallas.
Right.
I thought, oh, this is going to be huge. We steal this guy from Dallas and add him to our offense with Chip Kelly. And I mean, he was arguably one of the worst running backs they've had in my time following them. So just because you're a great and I know that some people don't necessarily believe in this, but there's also the question: how is he going to play in New York?
Yeah, no, it's big.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything else for Ryan?
That was a good job.
Ryan, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know we cut you a little short tonight because of our special tribute to our good buddy Briggsy.
No, totally understand it, and totally
good luck
respect it.
Good luck at, you got your done with finals now, or is there any
My
more?
last final was about 2 hours ago.
Oh,
Great.
nice.
Congratulations on finishing.
Congratulations.
Thank you all so much.
Best of luck, and we'll definitely see you next week. It looks like it. I should say.
Absolutely, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ryan.
Hey.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Night, Ryan.
Staying on baseball real quick, Kenny, can I ask Beelan something real quick?
Sure. And then we got to finish. We're going to finish with
Paul.
Paul's
Yep.
schedule segment, and we'll just do NHL picks because we don't have any NHL guys tonight.
Beelan, real quick, any concern Braves starting slow? I believe they're, 7 games behind? Is it 7 behind the Mets? Let me check. 7 behind the Mets, about 4 in the wild card, 17 and 21. Any concern?
Nope, we start off slow every year.
Okay. Are the
We
Mets
started off the same last year, so
all right? Are the Mets the team though? Are you concerned about the Mets a little bit?
no. Lindor is probably the waste of $300 million I've ever seen in my life. Batting 220 in the 2-hole and getting paid $35 million a year.
See,
So,
we're running out of time.
Without
We're running out of
Scherzer,
time, and we could save this for next week. But I would be a little concerned as a Braves fan because I watched a couple Mets games, and they're fun to watch. And this guy, like Kurt's been saying, he's going to make moves at the deadline to bolster that team.
See, I'm different. He's got money, but he's not going to spend money like people think he's.
But I'll tell you this though, John. I think now in the if he wants Juan Soto, he's going to get Juan Soto. I mean, he is.
Yeah.
That's the difference with this guy.
The thing is, does Juan Soto want to play in New York?
I think he does. Why wouldn't you? I mean, why wouldn't you want to play in New York?
You want a surprise team where I think he might go to? Tampa Bay. And you know why? They need a bat, okay? They need a left-handed bat, and there's no state income tax in Florida, and he can get paid big, big money. Because if you sign a $300 million contract in New York, you're only making about $160 million.
Yeah, but here's the thing, John. I mean, it's a good point, but here's the thing. Number one, you're right about the state tax. There's no state tax down here in Florida. They signed, what's the shortstop's name? Wandy Franco. Name, to a 10-year, $150-60 million contract. Sternberg, the owner, has notoriously cheap. That's why they keep these guys for 1, 2, 3 years, and then before they're arbitration eligible, they're out of there. Your premise sounds good, but Sternberg has done that. The Rays have done this consistently over the last 4, 5, 6 years. They just don't keep talent. I would be shocked if they were to make a serious attempt to try and get Soto.
Sure, why don't we do this? Let's finish off with Paul's segment.
Okay.
He's got an NFL schedule segment that we skipped over so we can bring Ryan in.
Okay.
He's got the important games on the schedule. So, Paul, let's switch it off to you to finish the show off, and then we'll do our closing thoughts after your segment real quick.
Thanks, guys. So let's do, John, you're going to participate also?
Yeah, let's go for it.
So let's do Kurt, Sis, Kenny, and John. All right. Which revenge game would you rather see? Chiefs-Bucks, which was Super Bowl 55. Bills-Chiefs, the epic playoff game. Cowboys-Packers, Mike McCarthy's return to Green Bay. Broncos, Seahawks, Russell Wilson's return, and Commanders, Colts, or Eagles with Carson Wentz?
I mean, listen, I could be a homer and say I want to see Broncos, Seahawks, but I'm not. I'm going to say Bills, Chiefs. I mean, that was one of the best games I've seen in a long time. I want to see that rematch.
Okay. Sis?
Yep, Kurt nailed it. Same thing. Bills, Chiefs.
Kenny?
I'm on board with that game too. That was incredible.
And John?
I would say the same thing, but Tyreek Hill's not there.
Yeah. I think Chiefs Bucks could be a really good game this year, I think.
Excuse me.
All right. Best opening week matchup. Bills Rams, which is the first game of the year. Cowboys Bucks, the first Sunday night game. Broncos Seahawks. Steelers Bengals. Patriots Dolphins. And Raiders Chargers. Kurt?
My so far bet of the year is going to be Tampa Bay's defense against Dallas. That's going to be a joke. But I'm going to go to the Monday night. I mean, Buffalo Rams, right? I mean, that defense against Josh Allen. Let's see it.
Okay. Sis?
Yep, that's a no-brainer. Buffalo against the Rams.
Any?
Buffalo Rams, but a fun game to watch would be the Raiders Chargers.
I agree. I think that game's going to be like an old AFL game. John?
I'm going with Kenny. Raiders Chargers.
Yeah.
90,000+ people. Yeah.
Yeah. Prime time game on the schedule. Raiders Steelers, which is the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. Chiefs Bucks, again, Super Bowl 55 rematch. The LA Rams versus the LA Chargers, which is Battle for LA, and it's on January 1st, New Year's Day, 2023. The Rams Packers, which could be a title game preview. Packers Bills, maybe a Super Bowl preview. Or the first game, which is the Bills Rams, and could possibly be the last game also, Super Bowl 57.
I'd like to see Rams Packers.
Sis?
The Generals against the Showboat. No, the Packer. I'm joking. Obviously, the Packer game.
Kenny?
That's a good one. I like the Rams Packers as well.
Okay. And Phelan?
Yeah, same thing.
Keith is saying Battle for LA.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I like that game. Should be an amazing game. January 1st. That could be a crazy, crazy high-scoring game. Best game of the 2022 NFL schedule. There's a theme to this. Bills Rams, Bills Chiefs, Bills Bengals, Packers Bucks, Bills Broncos, and Bills Packers. Kurt?
I'm going to go who is the Bucks? Packers Bucks?
Packers Bucks.
I'm going to go Packers Bucks.
Sis?
I'm going to go Bills against Denver. We're going to find out how good they are.
Okay. Kenny?
I like the Bills Packers.
I'm going to go first game, Bills Rams. You see, the Bills have a crazy hard schedule this year. Game is a can't miss game. Bills Ravens, Bills Chiefs, Rams and the Chiefs, and Bengals and the Bucks.
I'm gonna go Bengals Bucks. Burrow versus the old guy. I'll go Burrow.
I agree.
I'll go with
I
that
agree,
one.
Kurt. Sis?
Yeah, I'm on board with Kurt with that game. That's going to be a good one. Oh, matter of fact, real quick, bottom of the seventh, Cole struggling. It's 3-2 Baltimore. But go ahead.
Thanks for the update.
And still 1-0 Rangers. 18 minutes left in the third.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Go.
Kenny?
Same. I'm going to go same pick there.
Okay. Phelan?
Yeah, same pick.
Okay. Top matchups of the year. Packers, Bucks, possible the final game between Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Bucks Rams, the last two Super Bowl champions. Bills Chiefs, the epic rematch. Bills Packers, possible Super Bowl preview, or Bills Rams, possible Super Bowl preview. Kurt?
I'm gonna go Rodgers Brady.
Okay. Kenny, Sis?
Bills, Rams.
Kenny?
Yeah, I'm on board with Kurt. I want to see Rodgers and Brady one more time.
And Beelan?
Oh, Bills, Rams.
Okay. I agree with you guys. Packers Bucks, I think it should be an outstanding game. Be happy if the first game of the season, Bills Rams, turns out to be the Super Bowl matchup. Kurt?
Are you asking me yes or no?
Yeah, yes or no.
Yeah, there's a good chance that happens. Yes.
Sis?
No, I don't believe the Rams are going back to the Super Bowl. Nope.
Kenny?
I think it's a possibility, but I think somebody upsets the Rams, like Sis said.
Okay.
Beelan, what about you?
Beelan?
The NFC is so weak. I don't see anybody beating the Rams right now.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that, though.
It's like a high school football conference now.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And that was it. My last question.
Nice job with that.
Thanks,
Thank
Paul.
you.
I know you
Good
put in a
job.
lot of work with that. That was a nice little segment there.
All right, wrap it up.
Yeah, Kurt, you wanted to bring in Bobby for 1 second, right, to say something in closing thoughts?
Yeah. We're gonna do closing thoughts, so we'll just bring him in. He can open it up. Keith is saying, I think the Bills fall off with the schedule this year. Mr. Bobby, what's going on? He's connecting the audio. I can't see that, Kenny. Bobby, you hear
Yeah, I
us?
think he's connected. What's up, Bobby?
What's up with this whale stuff?
Of course, rooting against the Rangers. So
There you go. Old school. So Bobby, thank you for coming on. Obviously, we're doing our closing thoughts, but I always say, if it wasn't for Briggsy, and obviously you and Briggsy, but if it wasn't for Briggsy, we're not here tonight, right? I mean, he's the one that got me started with you and him doing it. Beelan jumped aboard. Obviously, Kenny was always involved with us, but then we decided, okay, we're going to go with Kenny. We had to go with Sis, and we added Paul to the crew. Obviously, Beelan's been with us for a while. So, we just want to give you your thoughts, have your thoughts on, it's Briggsy's birthday today, Bobby, so all yours. Oh, did I lose him?
now I'm here. I'm trying to figure out if there's an echo or not. Do you guys hear an echo?
That
No,
might be
better?
Kenny.
Sounds.
No, I'm here. Hold on.
All right, so what's your thoughts on, like we said, did Briggsy's birthday today? Anything you want to say to him, say about him? We told a couple stories. The floor is yours about Briggsy. Kenny, you hear?
I got to sign off, so I'm just going to say happy birthday, Briggs. I'm going to pass it off to you so Bobby doesn't hear the echo.
Okay.
Talk to you during the week. Really good seeing you. And happy birthday again, Mr. Briggs.
Okay. Bobby, you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Okay. I'm sorry. So there was a little echo with Kenny on the thing. So real quick, if you want to just give a couple thoughts on Briggs, again, wish him a happy birthday and anything you want to say with Briggsy. I keep losing him. I don't know why. I can't hear Bobby.
I'm here. I'm not saying anything.
Oh. Well, what do you want to say? What do you want to say to Briggsy?
Nah, man. Happy birthday, my brother. Like you said in the beginning, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Briggsy putting us together. I don't know how many years ago that was now, right?
I want to say 2013, something like that. Maybe 2012. Long time ago.
Yeah, I got to say, this weekend I was doing my deliveries, and I must have heard a whole bunch of Paul Abdul songs. And now I kind of know why. His birthday was coming up, you know?
Listen, like we talked about it, you know, Sis knows him. Obviously, me and Kenny knew him. Beelan knew him a little. Paul didn't know him, but Paul, we kind of got Paul into, you know, kind of Paul. Like Paul says, I kind of know him from what's going on. But he was a great guy. You know, we have so many memories at the firehouse, Bobby, you know, starting it up. You know, we were going over, we did the schedules with the drinks and taking the sips and stuff like that. So it was a great, you know, it was awesome. And again, thank you for, you know, starting it. And again, I always say, you know, we're not here without him. And it's the truth. You know, it's definitely the truth. So anything else, Bobby, before we sign off tonight?
No, it was, again, thanks for having me on. You know, it was just, you know, it's so surreal that he's not here. You know, every time I hear a freestyle song, I think of him. And one of our last conversations was him calling me up, wanting to do some kind of like, you know, look for a bar somewhere. We have a freestyle night. You know, the balcony burned down. There's nowhere to go for that kind of stuff anymore. So, and then next thing you know, he's, you know, I get the phone call, right, that morning.
Yep.
And, you know, like I said, I hope his daughter's doing well. I know we all miss him, and, you know, always be a part of what we built here.
Absolutely. You know, we do a segment for him, Briggsy Bronco Mania. You know, we do this now with the schedule, and he's always going to be part of our show. But, Bobby, thank you so much for coming on. You could just stay on while we just do we're going to do final thoughts.
And real quick, last time I was on your show, Beelan had like a crew cut haircut. You know?
That's a long time ago. A long time ago.
I need your hat, man. I got, you know.
Every time I go somewhere, if I see a Weller's hat or something, I buy it. Best logo in sports.
Actually, never mind. I don't need that hat. You're a Rangers hater.
Mr. Beelan, final thoughts.
I really didn't have anything. Watching the Rangers right now, 1-0. I hope I bet them in 5. I don't know. Listen, OTAs are here, football's here, baseball's still here, hockey's still on right now. Playoff hockey's great. Good to see you guys again. Briggsy, happy birthday. Yeah, that's it.
Real quick, Mary Lenny saying happy birthday to Briggs. Don't know him, but obviously a great guy. I'll go, Paul, you'll go last. I'll go, and then you can go.
Okay.
Again, just happy birthday, Briggsy. We miss you. We love you. Here's Briggsy's chair. Beelan, you weren't here before, but we said when we did the special for him that this will always be his chair. Jen says to me today, you got to get his chair from the garage. We put his name on it, so I did the swap out. And I really do. I think Briggs, you know, I'll just say this. Briggs is going to love this Bronco team. He would love this Bronco team. He wasn't, I'll be honest, it's a little shocking. He wasn't the biggest Peyton Manning fan. He hated, Bobby, you notice he hated when Manning would start audible in. He would just say, snap the effing ball, stop all that. But he would love this team, you know. He wants that game-changing franchise quarterback. We got him. It's going to be a great year. And, hey, I'm ready to roll. Briggsy, happy birthday. Paul, you got it to sign off tonight.
Thank you, Kurt. Great, wonderful show. Happy birthday, Briggsy. It's been an honor to be part of this show tonight. On a personal note, tomorrow is my father's 8th anniversary of his passing. And I just wanted to mention that, Dad, we miss you every day. Terribly. We think about you every day. So I just wanted to say, I don't want to end this great show on a downer, but I did want to mention that. And we miss you every single day.
Amen to that.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Anything else before we sign off?
Your boy's 36 on Friday. I better expect some happy birthdays from you guys.
All right, Mr. Beelan. Big birthday week, everyone. Hoops was last week. Briggsy today. You this week. It's a big week.
I'm next week.
And you're next. This is nuts. This is crazy. But no, happy early birthday, Beelan. Happy early birthday, Bobby.
Happy birthday, Beelan.
Yeah, and by the way, Kurt, Maybe if you got some time, I'll get you a date. Maybe you can come check out a little tour on the field.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
He might be the youngest person on our All In on High School Sports interviewed.
Yeah.
Get him on. Get him on.
Even
No, let's
action.
check it out. Give me some dates and check it out.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
All right, boys. Have a good night. And again, happy birthday, Briggsy.
Yep.
Have a good night.